Good morning. Happy Friday. It is Friday. Really means nothing to us because weekends are just like weekdays to us. We work regardless. But good morning. Hopefully, this is a weekend for you and you guys are going to do something special, but still be productive, moving it forward. I like that video because today we're going to talk about who your friends are. Who are you around? Who are you listening to? Who is occupying the space in your brain and either polluting it or giving it opportunity and favor? That's what we're going to talk about today. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. That brought me like right to college because in college I had like the worst friends. I had like the worst group of people around me that were like crabs in a barrel, bringing me down, just had no aspiration in life. And that included a boyfriend of mine who was a high school sweetheart. And it was just like bringing me down. No goals, no aspirations, no no ambition, just bare minimum. Hey, we're here to have fun. We're here to leech off of whoever we can. We're here to tell people to get into trouble and do nonsense things and be reckless and careless. It wasn't like, hey, let's get all that we can out of college. Yes, have fun. Absolutely. This is college. We're supposed to have fun. We're supposed to have new experiences. We're young adults. But it was like the complete opposite of good. It was like, how much trouble and recklessness can we get into because we think that's cool and that's what's going to, make us more cool to our friends, right? So when he said that, show me your friends and I'll show you your future, that was absolutely right because those friends of mine who I thought were my friends or the group, that was good for me or the group I was wanting to be like or whatever the case was, that was going to be my future. And I was well on my way to a reckless, careless, crappy future full of trouble and problems. It was terrible. And then once I was pulled out of that situation, like pulled out forcefully, not by my own will, not like, oh, I was enlightened and I shouldn't be around these people. I was pulled out of that by the universe. And it wasn't a good pull. It was a strong, hard pull. Gave me whiplash. But thank God that that happened because I was pulled out of that group of people. And I was pulled into another group of people that was probably worse. Again, not by choice, it just so happened. Then I was sitting there like, oh my God, why am I here? What have I done? What has my life become? And then, only then, I got a chance to just sit by myself for a lot of the hours of every single day. And in those hours, I was like, what am I doing? Who am I around? Who in my life is speaking anything good to me? Like, is there anyone good around me? I feel like I'm just in a place of horribleness and horrible people and wow, advantageousness. And it just did not feel good. And I had no one around me that I could trust, that could speak life into me, that was on a mission to do better, that was going to help me find favor and opportunity. Absolutely nothing. So then when the universe came back again and pulled me out of that place, which was a good pull this time, I was very grateful for that pull. Then right away, I was like, man, I need to get around better people. I can't be around these kind of people anymore. I need to go find people who are going to speak life into me or help me get on the right track. I need to get back to the Zahraa that I thought I would become, when I was a kid. And that's what I did. I started talking to some professors. I started talking to kids in school who were doing really well. I started talking to people at my job who were doing much better than I was, who were speaking positive things, who just had a better overall attitude about life. And I started getting around those people. And then next thing you know, my life started to change for the better. And I started to feel good again about life. And I started to be like, okay, now I see it. And then I got better jobs, opportunities started to come. And then I just kept practicing that same thing. Okay, I'm going to get around even better people, even more mentors, next level, next level. I started seeing now that, okay, some people don't want to do even better than this. They kind of like this job. I was working at a hospital at that time. And I'm like, and before I got there, I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. Working at a hospital. Wow. And then once I got there and I was stable there for a while, then it was like lots of complaining there. I hate my job. I work here forever. And, there was a lot of actual cheating done at the hospital, like people who are married and all of them are cheating on their spouses. It was very cultural in the hospital environment to actually do that. Nurses, doctors, everywhere. Everyone is actually cheating on their spouse, which was very weird and crazy to me, and I couldn't understand it. And also, everybody was miserable with their job. Yes, they had a job. Yes, they went to do something every day and weren't just careless and reckless. In certain ways, they were, but they had a job. They were steady. And I thought that was good in the beginning. But then I started realizing, okay, I think I want more than this. I don't think I want to stay in this environment where I'm going to hate my job after 10, 15, 20 years. What's the next level now? So then I started talking to people who didn't want to stay at a job and wanted to think about getting into business. So I started jumping into those conversations, befriending those people, asking them to mentor me. And guess what? My life started to change again. And then opportunities came. My brother came and said, hey, my business is not doing well. You want to jump in with me and help me? Because otherwise I'm going to file bankruptcy and say bye-bye to this business. And I was like, absolutely. I was already thinking about this, right? Favor and opportunity. You're thinking about it. You're talking to the people. You're talking to people who are thinking about entrepreneurship or business or the aspirations that you have. And then the universe is like, let me start to bring some things in for this girl because she's thinking about it. She's manifesting it. She's having those conversations. She's trying hard to attract those opportunities. So my brother came along, not with a great opportunity. He came with a business that was about to go bankrupt. But guess what? We tag teamed it. We partnered up. And within 2 years, that business started doing millions of dollars. We became very successful. But had I stayed around those terrible people in college, in my beginning years of college, and I stuck around with that boyfriend and I just kept on in those with those people in those circumstances, my life would have continued down that path. So show me your friends and I'll show you your future. That is so true. That leads to frequency. The frequency you're giving out and the frequency that is all around you. Think of you as like in a bubble. And all the people around you are your frequency. That's what's getting all these electrical things happening. You guys ever seen like those electrical neurons and stuff? That's your frequency. So all those people that you choose to have around you, that's going to be the frequency of your life and your future. So as you start to change those people, you start to change your frequency. So by the people that you have in your life who speak to you on a daily basis, conversations on a daily basis, whether it be family, friends, coworkers, whoever, spouse, whoever it may be, that's going to be your frequency. Your frequency will either equal pollution, or favor and opportunity. Pollution or favor and opportunity. Think about that. Your frequency, the people you choose to have around you and allow to speak into your life on a regular basis, are either going to pollute your brain and your future, or they're going to provide and bring in favor and opportunity to your current self and your future self. So you've got to be like a protector of your frequency. And that means you got to be a protector of the people you choose to have around you, which sometimes can be very hard, and it can lead to a lot of guilt. Like, am I a bad person that I don't want my family around as much? I don't want to have so many conversations with them on a regular basis. Maybe I got to tell my mom, like, we got to cut down our conversations, or hey, if our conversation is leading to that same negativity, mom, I don't have time today. I'm sorry. Sister, I don't have time today. Friend, I don't have time today. Coworker, I don't have time to complain about life with you. I'm sorry. I love you still, but I don't want that right now, or tomorrow, or the next day, or next week. These conversations aren't helping me. They're not making me get better. So I don't think I want to have these conversations. Bum, bum. Can you do that when I'm done, baby, please? Thank you, baby. So I don't think I want to have these conversations anymore. Right? Are you able to do that? Or are you choosing how they're going to feel over what you need for your life and your future? Because that's what ends up happening. We end up like, oh, but I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want to mess up this relationship. I don't want to make them feel bad, like they're bad people or anything like that, and I'm better than them. Of course not. That's not what we're saying. We're not saying you're better than anyone. Nobody's better than anyone. Sometimes people are doing better than others. That doesn't make them a better person overall, and that other people are bad people. Absolutely not. Some people are doing better and they're on a better path, or they want a better path. And those are the people that you're trying to get attracted with, right? The people who want and are trying to attract the same as you, positivity, favor, and opportunity. They're not just comfortable and just thinking about the worst and having a victim mentality and just the world sucks, my job sucks, I hate this, right? They're thinking, how do I get better? I want to get in better conversations. You know what? I really got to work on my finances. Let me go seek out some webinars. Let me go seek out conversations with some financial professionals. Let me go make some friends with people who are in the financial industry. On a regular basis, I can tell you, Chris and I and our agency are constantly talking to people about their finances and their future. What ends up happening is we tell them, yeah, let's jump on. We're doing webinars. We're giving information, free, free. Jump on, get in these conversations. And you will have the people who actually will talk about it and then be about it. Yeah, I do want to get my financial future better. I am going to go jump in these conversations. I'm going to go action, boom. I'm going to go get in these conversations. And then you'll have the people who are like, yeah, I do want to get better. Yeah, definitely. All right, I'll jump on. And then they don't show up. They don't take action. They're just going to continue to complain about it. But really not jump into those conversations, not make it a priority, not put action behind it, not change their circle, right? So you're going to have a lot of that. Big reason we decided to homeschool our daughter. A lot of people actually ask me like, why you choose homeschooling? I don't know. I couldn't do it. She's gonna miss so much in school and socializing and blah blah blah. And I actually heard, watch a podcast about this. I watched tons of material on parenting, tons, because that's an area I want to get better. I watch other moms. If I'm privy in other groups, I'll go find groups. That's what another thing I do. I want to befriend more moms who are doing better than me in that area, and I aspire to be more like that, and I admire them. So I will go befriend them or find ways to get around those groups of moms or parents. So when moms are asking me like, why do you homeschool? Oh, what's that? And you shouldn't, and your daughter's going to lack socializing and this and that. Really, I start to question them back. In the beginning, actually, I used to be like, yeah, you know what? Yeah. And it used to start to take that affinity that I have, that like, no, I'm going to homeschool and these are all the reasons why. And this is what I'm set on and this is what I believe. And then I'm starting to get all this pollution, right? Pollution from the wrong people. Oh, you shouldn't, she's going to miss out, blah, blah, blah. People who are just know the system and really nothing else. And I started, you know, taking all that in. And then I realized, hold on, let me go listen to some podcasts. Sometimes you're not going to be able to get around those people that you want to be like physically. You're not going to be able to be around them physically sometimes, a lot of the times. So go seek them out on the computer, on your phone, in a book. That's the same thing. That could be your circle of friends, just like real life circle of friends. Sometimes it's just going to be not real life. And you got to use that as your frequency for a while. So I started jumping into podcasts, parenting podcasts, homeschool podcasts, and I started to fill myself back up again with the original reason why I wanted to homeschool. Do I want my daughter socializing with these kind of kids? No, absolutely not. I don't. I don't want her socializing with the masses. No, I don't want her socializing with teachers who hate their job. I was just playing cornhole with a bunch of people yesterday. One of them is a teacher, kindergarten teacher. Every single time I see her, she's bitching about her job. Bitching. Just can't stand it. I'm tired. These kids, I had to yell at some kids today. Oh my gosh, I'm overworked, underpaid. My managers don't care. These kids. Do I want my daughter to be taught by someone who hates their job and is on the brink of yelling at another kid and another kid? Do I want her to be in that environment? Like, absolutely not. No. Who's learning the same thing over and over, the same system that hasn't changed in decades and centuries? No, absolutely not. The kids who are going to teach her probably not the best things that they're learning from their parents. It's funny because we do like baby dates and things like that with my friends who their kids are going to school. And guess what? When they end up in groups and stuff, Zamina comes back and starts telling me all kinds of things. This 7-year-old mommy told me she had a boyfriend. This one girl was bullying mommy. She was saying, everybody raise your hand if you think Zamina's ugly. This girl was saying this, mommy. It was nothing positive. Nothing she came to me and told me was positive. And it was like, wow, absolutely not. I don't want her around these kind of kids because I can't control her environment for her right now, right? She can't control it. She's just a kid. She doesn't know how. She's just going to be bombarded with whatever is we're placing her in, which is going to be the masses, which we all know most people aren't doing good, right? And that right there showed me in those times where we were doing baby dates with these kids, all kinds of things she came to me that was like, no, 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 I don't want her learning this. Oh, no, no, no. One mom told me their daughter was accidentally saw porn on another kid's phone and they were all sharing it. And they were like 9, 10 years old. Like, are you kidding me? Absolutely not. So even as parents, we have to make hard decisions to protect our child's frequency, not just ours. It's crucial we protect ours. But now we're going to be at a level where we have to protect their frequency, their circle of friends, and with the pollution that's coming their way, or the favor and opportunity that's going to come their way. So now I choose our baby dates. And certain friends, like the girl who's like, oh, raise your hand if you think Zameen is ugly. Extreme indirect bullying. Guess what? That girl will never be allowed to be around my daughter again. That mom will not be allowed to be around my daughter again. And what's funny is your level of frequency even includes, again, and mostly includes your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your family, your nucleus. And then it gets bigger, your friends. Then it gets bigger, your coworkers. Then it gets bigger, whoever you choose outside of that circle, just random people, right? What's so funny, that mom, when we first got introduced to them, I never met that mom. She was just another couple. Her and her husband were just coming that day, visiting my other friend. We were all having a barbecue. I never met that mom. The moment that mom met me, it was immediate. As women, we're, at least I am, and I know most women are, we're very privy to the looks we get from other women and men. But the looks we get from other people, how they kind of look at us up and down, are they insecure? Are they not insecure? Are they looking at me in a weird, jealous way? Are they looking at me in an envious way? Are they looking at me like, oh, she looks so nice, I'd love to be your friend? Are they looking at me in a genuine, kind, authentic way? We know, we have that sixth sense. And immediately I knew that mom was looking at me in a not nice way, probably insecure, probably like, oh, this is a new woman, look at her, and oh, not nice. And I knew it. But for me, when I get around those kind of people, especially women, especially only women, with men, I just disregard them and I'll ignore you. If you look at me weird, or if I think you're weird, or, I'll ignore you if you're not being respectful. But with women, when a woman actually does that to me, I spend even more energy with her. I will show her, you have nothing to worry about with me. Like, let me get to know you. I'm a safe person. I show you I'm safe. Don't be insecure around me. Believe me, I don't need your husband. I don't need to show off as a woman. I'm not going to be that woman who does weird things in front of other men. I'm not that person. I'm a genuine, kind woman, and you're safe with me. And that's what I will do with other women. And that's just like my superpower. And I make them feel good. Did it work on her? No. She still had like a snobbiness to her and whatever. And I was like, that's fine. Sometimes you can't win them over. That's okay. But guess what? Then I realized her daughter is the same way. Her daughter saw that my daughter is the only curly haired girl there. She's different. She was friends with my friend's daughter who we were at her house. So she kind of felt like, oh, she's a threat, probably. Let me bully her. Like mother, like daughter. Isn't that funny? Your frequency will teach you how to be. And it shocked me. It was like, oh, that's not surprising. When I learned that, when my daughter told me that, I was like, that's not surprising because her mom was this way. And that's sad. It's very sad. I felt sad for the daughter, mostly, that she's being taught by a very insecure mom who has a lot of insecurities and shows them in ways that are not nice. And now her daughter has to deal with that. Frequency. My mom, I deal with that with my mom. My mom's a very negative victim mentality. The world is terrible. Can't trust the world. Even when it comes to my business, who's buying life insurance right now? Zahraa? Like, who's doing this? Nobody's buying life insurance. Nobody's thinking about this. Nobody has money. Like, could you imagine if I listened to that? I would quit my business. I would hate the world I live in. I would think I'm a victim of life. I would just wait until I'm dying and just be like, oh, the world sucks. We're just all going to die. Like, absolutely not. That's not the level of frequency I want to have around my life. So I have to spend less time with my mom. I give her a little bit, make sure she's okay. Hey, is everything going good? You healthy? How's, yep, good, good, good. Awesome. Love you. Bye. And that's as far as it goes. You're not allowed to speak life into my business or negativity into my business or negativity into my marriage or negativity over my parenting style or any of those things. Barrier. Not that I don't love you. I love you, but barrier. And that's what you got to do with your friends too. Your family, your friends, your coworkers, all those people, and not feel guilty about it. Because guess what? If you start feeling guilty about it and then you start letting that stuff win, then you don't win. Then you don't get to win. Then you're going to stay where you are. And guess what? We just keep doing a circle. We just keep going round and round and round and round and round in a circle. Only time we get out is if we push our way out and go start to generate another one. Right? Otherwise, you're going to keep going round and round with the same frequency of people you have in your life. How do we get out of that? Sometimes people are like, I don't know how to get out of my circle of friends. I don't know how to jump into other conversations or other people. Like I said, sometimes it's going to have to be virtual. There's things like meetup.com. You can go to meetup.com and you could type in business events, entrepreneur events, parenthood events, motherhood, hiking events, whatever you want to get into. Hey, I want to be a better hiker. Hey, I want to be better in my wellness events. And people who are like-minded, who want to do the same thing, are also on there wanting to go to those events. Now you go jump into those events with random strangers. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but that's how you do it. That's how you do it. You get uncomfortable. And it's right there. It's easily accessed. Facebook groups, Facebook events. And you go seek out those opportunities and those circles and you generate those friendships. Hey, that's what I did. I went to a homeschool group and I met a bunch of moms and they're the ones I had conversations with that I was like, wow, I love the way she thinks. She really inspires me. I admire her. Hey, would you mind if we exchange numbers? I would love to continue our relationship and hopefully grow our relationship and maybe have coffee sometime. I think there's so much I can learn from you. Would that be okay? You think she's going to say no? Like, no. And if she does, fine. On to the next one. Hey, I don't have time, that's fine. Absolutely. I understand. Maybe we could be Facebook friends. On to the next one, right? What do I have here? I want to make sure I give you guys everything I have before we leave. Last thing. Sometimes I think what stops us also, and it's sometimes subconsciously and sometimes we do it purposely, but this can be a catalyst So also why you're not growing and having better people around you. You're afraid. You're afraid to be the least best person in the room, in the group. You're like, oh, this person's doing way better than me. I actually don't want to bring them in, because then everyone who's around me, my friends, my spouse, my coworkers, whatever, might think they're better than me. And now there's a comparison. And subliminally, subconsciously, you're actually afraid to bring them into your circle because they're much better than you. And you don't want that. And that is also hurting you, definitely hurting you. It's okay to have people around you that are doing better than you, that you admire. Absolutely. It's totally okay. There's wives out there that I admire that I'm like, wow, what a great woman. Like, she has so many great characteristics about her. She's beautiful, she's smart, she's ambitious, she's doing amazing at her job. Wow. Absolutely, I'm going to bring her around me, around my husband, around my daughter, around my friends, around my business, around everyone. Because not only is she going to make me better, she's going to make everyone around me better. I, I, I will not push her away because I'm secretly scared or secretly comparing myself to her. Absolutely, there's a comparison, and she's doing better. Let me get some of that, woman. Come here, show me. Let you rub off on me, right? And that's how you continue to grow. Yes, it's uncomfortable, and it will be, but it will get you to that next level. So don't be afraid of being that 30 percenter. And then when you're that 80 percenter, yes, don't just work on getting people above you. It's not just about you. Now you're also lifting people up, and you're saying, hey, you know what? I do have some energy and time, and I protected myself well enough that people can't pollute this. So now I think I can reach down and help some other people, maybe some other 30 percenters who want it. Remember, you can't save who don't want to be saved. Don't save the people who don't want to be saved. Reach for the people who want to be saved, who want more, and they're just learning and figuring out how to get into those groups. Now you reach down and help those people, and you become their frequency, right? It's like passing it down, paying it forward. You help yourself, you pick up somebody else. But your frequency is so important to your future. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. So that's it for today, you guys. Thank you so much for jumping on. We appreciate you. Hope you have a really great, safe, productive, happy weekend, and go out there and meet some new people who are going to pull you up and make you better and stretch you and challenge you and do all the things that get your frequency better. Awesome. All right, everybody have a good day. Bye-bye.